Hello, everybody. Welcome to Out for Smokes. We have a very special guest today. She's a comedian, activist, and undefeated amateur boxer. Nina Kharoufeh is on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much for being here. Yeah, we got a chance to talk before the show. You seem like you're very outspoken, and unlike me, you're not afraid of people.
No, I'm definitely not.
You don't seem to be afraid of people not liking you.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. And what is your you're from Palestine?
Yes, I'm
originally.
Palestinian. I'm Palestinian, but I kind of grew up in New Jersey, went back and forth and whatnot.
Where in Jersey?
North Bergen.
Okay.
Jersey City area,
Nice.
Edgewater area.
Nice.
Small little town.
Yeah.
What about you? You're from Jersey too, right?
Yeah, I'm from Hamilton.
Oh, so you're
It's
a
like a
little far.
suburb of Yeah. And Scott's from
Patterson and Pequannock.
Patterson, aka Mini Palestine.
Is it?
Yeah, there's so many Palestinians out
It's
there.
gone there,
Yeah, but Nina, we're glad you're here so you can help us fight the Zionist entity. That's kind of what we devote this podcast for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
And it's going pretty good, I think. You know. Yeah. But we do have a lot to talk about. Yeah, I like that you're you were talking before that you've debated people.
Yeah.
You said you sent Amy Schumer some messages.
Yeah, I definitely have been trolling Amy Schumer hard. She opened all my stories at one point, but never responded.
Never responded.
I just said that I'm not anti-Semitic. The only Jew I hate is Amy Schumer.
Yeah,
And
to
that-
her.
That
in
doesn't
the DM
really.
to her.
No, I said it on stage and I clipped
Okay.
it and I posted
Okay.
it and I tagged her and I was like, I hate you,
Yeah.
and she never responded, which I was very disappointed about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
well,
you know she saw it.
Oh yeah, she saw it.
Yeah. I
And
left
then,
it.
and then I challenged her to a celebrity boxing match, and she didn't deny nor confirm.
Well, Amy Schumer never responded because she's in hiding out of fear that the McRib is going to come back, and they're going to have to put her in it.
Right.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
she's-
she did not respond to my offer to fight her in a
Yeah.
celebrity boxing match. I hope she does. I mean, I'll go up a weight class or 12. I don't mind.
She's just got like an IV with milkshakes in it. She's
Yeah.
training to fight Amy Schumer.
Actually, though, Nina, I read that Amy Schumer was on a call with the TikTok executives like shortly before you got banned from TikTok. I know you got unbanned later, but
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah, it was like her and Sacha Baron Cohen and a few other like Jewish celebrities. This is an
Yeah.
article in The Hill, but it just talks about this is from November 17th. Jewish celebrities and content creators urge TikTok executives to take more action to address anti-Semitic content. Sacha Baron Cohen said TikTok is, quote, creating the biggest anti-Semitic movement since the Nazis, and said the company could, quote, flip a switch to fix the problem. That was
I think
reported
what
in
Sasha is like failing to consider is that it's not that the TikTok is a lot of youngins and youngins don't like genocide.
Right.
That's what it is. It's not.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not an anti-Semitic movement at all. It's
Yeah.
just like the youngins know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no Borat loyalty, you know.
Yeah.
The Zoomers haven't seen Borat.
And it's like
Right.
because he built
Right.
his entire career pretending to be one of us.
Borat was my Bernie, you know? Like, that's the guy that I believed in what he believed in, and it turns out I don't. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Fuck you, Borat.
Not very nice. Very bad. All right, there we go.
Very bad.
Very bad.
Well, you know, we've all been in comedy a long time, so I think we have this like loyalty to certain things or entities. Like we don't want to, like rock the boat.
Oh, I love rocking.
You love rocking the boat.
Here's the thing, like, I definitely have a soft spot for other comedians. I know how hard it is to be a comedian. I know how much work it takes to blow up. I know how much hard work it takes to have a name in comedy. But if you're racist, you're racist.
Right.
Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna give you a pass because we have the same occupation.
Yeah.
Like, Amy Schumer is racist.
Yeah.
She's Islamophobic. She hates Muslims. She hates Arabs. She hates Palestinians.
Yeah.
She's very vocal about it. She posted that all people of Gaza are rapists.
She did post that.
Yeah,
I left a
political
comment.
cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that like a political cartoon? That should be called something else.
posted
Look at
that-
this political cartoon.
She posted that all members of SJP, which is just simple college orgs that I was a part of when I was in college, fund Hamas. Like,
Yeah.
just outrageous things. She was at rallies in New York, high-fiving people and like crying. Like, bitch, what are you crying about?
What are you crying about? Yeah.
What are you crying for?
Yeah.
Like, I'm scared. Scared of what?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. What? She's such a sympathy opportunist. It's so disgusting.
Sure.
You know, Mike was almost in her movie.
No,
Yeah.
was I? I
Yeah.
auditioned for it.
You auditioned for it. So if Mike was a better actor, he wouldn't be here having this conversation.
You know something, Amy? I was the biggest Amy, like, apologist. And I would tell people, and I would say, like, people just hate her because she's a female and she's successful. Like,
sure.
Even the whole, like, she stole jokes, which you steal fucking jokes. It's a fact. You can't deny it. There's video evidence doesn't lie. Bitch, you steal jokes. And even that, I was like, maybe she hired writers and she didn't know. Like, I was still making excuses for her.
Yeah.
Now you want to post on my people are rapists? Bitch, suck my dick. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And answer my DM about our celebrity boxing match.
Right.
You obviously want smoke. You're posting outrageous things. You want the attention. Like, I'll give you the attention you want. Like, you wouldn't be posting all of, like, she'll post something outrageously racist and then be like, why is everyone after me? She obviously wants the attention.
Yeah.
So I'll try to go up in 700 pounds to match you. like let's do this. Like, I'll even do it without matching your weight.
Yeah. I think what people are worried about, though, is, like, you don't think there's going to be any kind of, like, repercussions or, you know, if she's going to do anything to, like, mess with your career or hurt.
What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Call my manager, tell him to drop me? Okay,
Right.
I'll get another one.
You get another one. Yeah.
And it's like, if my manager wants to drop me because I'm like anti-genocide, I don't want to work with him anyways. So you're doing me a favor by taking the trash out.
Right.
Expose them.
So it's like there's this false fear that Zionists have instilled in our community that, like, if you speak
Right.
against them, your life is over, and that's just simply not true.
Yeah. And it's anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, nothing is more anti-Semitic than Zionism.
That's true. Well, I'm just wondering, Nina, do you think you've lost opportunities or money for, like, not being a coward about this, like so
Yes.
many other comedians are?
The first week,
Us included.
Yeah.
the first week it started, I was throwing an event at this place, and it was gonna be like a networking event, all that stuff, because I run a networking company and all that, and I was literally just posting like 10,000 people have died. Like, I don't post any opinion. I only post news and facts.
Okay.
Because I don't think my opinion matters. I
Right.
think facts matter. So I'm very careful
So you
about
wouldn't
what
say,
I
like,
post.
Israel's a terrorist nation? Or,
That's
like,
a fact. Israel's a terrorist state. That's a
Right.
fact.
Right.
Israel's the pedophile capital of the world. That's
Right.
a fact. Actually,
Israel has the second highest number of skin cancer in all of the world. You're not indigenous to Israel. Your skin can't handle it. That's a fact.
You don't belong there. That's a fact.
So it's like, if you don't like facts, you're
annoying. That's a fact.
yeah.
You're a whole country full of Disney adults.
Yeah, no, you're crazy.
Yeah.
So I definitely have lost.
Yeah.
Like, he texted me and he was like, "Hey Nina, I just feel like your recent political posts are."
Who did your manager?
We're sorry.
No,
who's he?
the guy that runs the
the
event
event.
space.
Yeah.
And I wrote to him and I was like, "Suck my dick."
Nice.
And he was like, "No need for hostility." I was like, "You just canceled my event. You started the hostility." Like, it's the gaslighting for me. Like, and I was just like, and guess what? I found another event space the same day.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't be, and that's what I always talk about, like collective, collective, like, security, and collective, like, just support, collective support.
Yeah.
It's like, the more you post about Palestine, the more normal it becomes, the less people get doxxed for it.
Right.
So it's like, if everyone just, because the vast majority of the world, and I don't say that lightly, the vast majority of the world
Right.
is in support of the Palestinian people. So it's like, if everyone was like #Free Palestine, you can't get singled out for it anymore, because what are you gonna do? Fire your entire company because everyone's pro-Palestine? So that's why I'm like, if everyone just got on board, it wouldn't be a big problem to be openly pro-Palestine. So it's like, if I have to take a few hits in order to help the needle move and change the way society is and shift the narrative, I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. It's definitely refreshing to hear you talk. I guess I think that, like, after a couple months of this, and after just months of like scrolling on Twitter, and you see a lot of these like institutional media people and the stuff that they're saying that they're probably being paid to say, it feels like it does kind of cloud the narrative a little bit.
Yeah.
And then also the violence just becomes so like normalized that you kind of, I don't know, sometimes I feel like, all right, I got to get on with my life a little bit, or I don't know. It's good to have you here because you hear a lot. I feel like I've been hearing a lot of the other side, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of. Do you guys feel that way too? Do you feel like it's becoming a little normalized?
It's like the longer this horrific slaughter goes on, the more like people start speaking out. But it's just really striking to me that like a lot of comedians who are even sympathetic are kind of like, blackballed or just kind of cowed into being quiet, especially if they have management or whatever, like CAA and basically there is a lot of institutional pressure that says if you say anything pro-Palestine, you will be punished.
Yeah,
and a lot of
so
people...
they fake a complexity to the
right.
situation.
And it's like a very straightforward... It is a genocide.
And then and they laugh at you for not thinking it's complex because everything is complex.
Yeah.
Even though complex things can be simple when they get so complex that...
The what?
Someone shits the bed.
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
There's no need to do research.
Well, that's kind of blowing up in their face a little bit,
We see the video. We see the videos. We see the numbers. We see the casualties. We don't need to do research. It's being live streamed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all blowing up in their face. I mean, remember, what was that? Hamas's ISIS was like the first thing this country got after October 7th.
Yeah.
It was
I
like
thought
slogan.
Jewish writers are supposed to be smart.
Yeah, that slogan, Hamas is ISIS, and they had to drop it immediately because everybody in the country realized that wasn't the case. For the most part, if you ask people personally, they're all like, oh, yeah, I'm pro-Palestine.
Yeah.
If you lay out the situation.
It's so funny. Hamas actually supports a two-state solution, which the current government of Israel does not. They say they will never allow a Palestinian state.
Yeah.
So Hamas is more moderate than the current government in Israel.
Absolutely. And I love this whole like pinkwashing that Israel has been doing.
Yeah.
Where they went on a beach in Gaza and flew like a rainbow flag and was like the only people to ever raise this flag in Gaza. And I'm like, same-sex marriage is illegal in Israel.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are anti-gay.
Yeah.
What? It's illegal to get for the same-sex marriage in the Jewish side of Israel. So who's the anti-LGBTQ? Last I checked, y'all were on that boat.
Yeah.
Well, that's, and I saw that image of that Israeli soldier holding that pride flag, and he said the first pride flag in Gaza, and it's such a fucked up image because, in the background you see all that demolished...
Rubble?
Yeah, all that rubble, all those houses that people were, blown up while hiding inside or forced to flee, and it just like that image really kind of summed up the 21st century to me, is this kind of liberal identity politics merging into fascism and showing, exactly what it is, where so much of what gets talked about in terms of, these criticisms of Hamas or of Palestinians and calling them, homophobic or, anti-liberal or whatever. I mean, so much of that is just the rhetoric of genocide, of dehumanizing and using these kind of causes in order to exterminate a people, in order to say that these are all backwards animals, they're not human beings. And that's like so much of the Palestinians are rapist stuff. Is just like...
That's crazy.
It's so fucked up because it's like, if you read history, you see this every single time. Is like, in order to kill a people, you got to dehumanize them. So they're all rapists, they're all like animals.
Nazi Germany.
Exactly. And it's just like, you pick your fucking genocide. Israel's propaganda has been exactly the same. It's like a one-to-one parallel. And it's really disturbing to see, kind of like respectable, liberal, mainstream people just sign off on this about the idea that like, oh, all the hostages are getting raped. There's no evidence of that.
The hostages fell in love with the Hamas
They
members.
did, yes.
Because you know why?
Yeah. Somebody got some trouble on Twitter for that.
Maya, what's her name? Maya.
Yeah.
She was infatuated with and it's the first time she's ever seen a real man.
Sure.
So everyone's like, it's the first time she met a man. And she was like, bye. And he loved her too. And I was like, excuse me. Now I know why black women hate when black men marry white women. So I'm like, I get you ladies now. I understand.
Right.
But come on though. Like, and
well, that's also the history of America.
She lived in Israel her whole life. So that was the first time she met a man who wasn't a pedophile MDMA dealer.
Yeah. And then they had that pinkwashing where they had the soldier proposing to the other soldier. And I'm like, they can't get married.
Yeah.
Why is the IDF page promoting this? Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah. I heard there
Well,
was
they
a
could probably get married in the country they're from, which is here.
Yeah, Brooklyn. They're gonna come back to
or
Brooklyn.
Poland.
Yeah.
But you know what I hate almost as much as I hate Zionists? I hate a neutral motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because it's just so
That's good. That sounds like a Chris Rock bit.
I hate
a neutral motherfucker.
I do, because it's like, there is no gray area in the Palestine conflict. It's
Yeah.
black and it's white.
Yeah.
Pick a side and defend it with your fucking chest out.
Yeah.
And then they go online and they say these like grand statements as if they did something like, oh, there's bad people on all sides. No shit, Gandhi. Way to add to the conversation. Like, just shut the fuck up. Like, and then it's like they get to just sit back, not have any blowback, and still somehow seem like they're on the right side of history by just like saying just things that don't matter. It's like, pick a side, add to the conversation, or stay out of it, because being neutral just shows how much of a coward you are.
Yeah.
Because we all know you have a side picked.
Yeah.
There's no middle ground for genocide.
Yeah.
You're either for it or against it.
Yeah. It's even hard
Or
to...
you don't give a fuck, which is fine. I respect somebody who's like, bro, I don't give a fuck, because there's so much going on in the world that's like, you can't possibly care about every conflict.
Right.
So it's like, if you don't have a dog in the fight, I get it. But don't sit around and make these like grand statements that just don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I just want to, and then it's like, when October 7 first happened, everyone had an opinion. And then it's like, as the conflict started to like really, the inhumanity of Israel started to really show, everyone just got quiet. And then there's a few particular people who are still going hard.
Yeah.
But it's like, where are all the people who were going hard on the 7th? Y'all are real fucking quiet now.
Yeah.
After they killed 15,000 kids. Like,
Yeah.
y'all are real quiet.
Yeah.
Sarah Silverman, she was going hard. And then when she saw, oh shit, it's not cool to be a Zionist anymore, she reeled it back quick. And it's like, no, bitch, we saw you in the beginning.
But then the next week she was like hosting the Daily Show, and
which is ridiculous. Like, it's such a disservice to Jon Stewart's legacy.
Yeah.
Like, Comedy Central really fucked up with that. And I don't know how Jon Stewart didn't, like, there had to be something behind the scenes where he was like, this can't be a thing.
Yeah.
You're having Zionists host the Daily Show, like, racist motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be. Like, we're living in the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Like, the Daily Show will never be the same after having racist hosts on. I'm sorry. It will never have my respect again.
Well, that's not a nice thing to say about Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Who besides Sarah Silverman?
That's been going hard.
That's hosted the Daily Show.
I don't know. I don't really keep up with it. People were like tweeting at, like, people were writing that we should like boycott the Daily Show. I'm like, everyone's already boycotted the Daily Show before October 7 happened, because the Daily Show sucks.
Yeah, we've
Like,
been boycotting cable
We've
television.
been boycotting the
5
Daily
years.
Show.
Right.
After they didn't give it to Roy Wood Jr., it was a wrap for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Which, why did they not do that?
Because they want to give it to a
Foolish,
white
you know?
woman.
They want to give it to a white woman.
I'm sure a white woman's gonna get that spot.
Interesting.
If they give it to a black woman or a woman of color, I'm cool. If they give it to anybody white, no.
What about like me? You'd be upset.
A little.
He's Italian, so it sort of counts.
Though. Yeah,
a
but
little.
But if the show
I
is
have no
shit,
business.
then shouldn't just white people let it rest in shit?
Yeah.
You know, like,
Go for it,
what's
Sarah.
worse? You let a black person do it, and then it still sucks, and then you realize it's the show and the format and not
But
the
at
color
least
of
a
the
black
people.
person gets a good opportunity.
Sure,
Because it's
sure.
great on your resume, regardless
yeah,
of the
yeah.
ratings. Being a host of the
Sure,
Daily
yeah.
Show is a flex.
Yeah.
Sure.
And Jon Stewart paved that way for that flex.
Right.
But then you have people who are totally against his stance on things guest hosting.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
You're like applying at Kinko's. They're like, says here you were a host of the Daily Show for 2 years.
The guest host of the Daily Show.
It's like, oh yeah, it's not really Kinko's material. We're looking for full-time hosts only.
Yeah.
Do you think there was anything? So when people talk about October 7th, they go like, well, like Hamas knew this was going to happen. Like they knew there was going to be retaliation. But do you think there's anything about it where they said like, well, now the world will at least see what this country is like?
Well, to talk about October 7 and as a singular like event is just inaccurate because
Right.
there's been an occupation going on since 1948.
Right.
Hamas wasn't a thing until the 80s.
Yeah.
So before the 80s, they weren't fighting Hamas; they were fighting Palestinian civilians.
Yeah.
So to say that this is a war against Hamas is just false.
Right.
Also, when the Hamas thing first happened on the 7th, I told everybody, I was like, the Israeli government knew.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They knew. You can't take a shit in
Right,
Gaza without
right,
them
right.
knowing. They have the highest security in the world. They have the best equipment. They have the best everything. They have a fucking Iron Dome.
Mm-hmm.
Also, why did it take IDF soldiers 6 hours to come?
To get to the music festival.
Also, everyone in Israel is a soldier.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why didn't and then not only that, there was so many articles where like people were like,
Even some of the babies.
the people who got shot were just shot in the crossfire.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Israel like unleashed havoc and chaos because
Yeah.
Israelis are not good at combat.
No.
They're good at dropping bombs from miles away with American taxpayer money, but like on the ground combat, they're getting smoked in Gaza. No one's talking about it.
Yeah. It
The
seems like
only
there's
thing
some.
that they have better than us is money and an army and the West's support. But like ground combat, they're the fucking worst. They're a bunch of pussies.
Yeah.
Also, the
Yeah,
fact
I mean,
that everyone needs to be a soldier, like there's fat people in the IDF. There's like,
Right.
come on. There was one video of it, like a 400-pound IDF soldier,
Yeah.
and I put on TikTok. I was like, she ate the 40 babies, and that's how I got suspended the first time. And then I was like, she's gonna like get stuck in the Hamas tunnel. That was the second time I got suspended. Like, how are these people soldiers? You're gonna like.
Yeah.
Listen, obviously in a perfect world there would be no war, but we live in a shit world, so there is war. If we're gonna have war, I think it should be fought
Yeah.
hand-to-hand
jokes.
combat.
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
And it's like not by how much money you have, not by how much power you have
Yeah.
supporting you from the outside political world. It should be fought combat style, and we
Yeah.
all know who would win that war in Palestine, because
Right.
when was the last time you saw an Israeli UFC fighter?
That's a great
That's a
point.
good point. Like, I guess Krav Maga doesn't actually work, does it?
Krav Maga, it's just about like hitting people in the nuts, right? Like it's.
If you see videos of like Israeli soldiers like trying to fight like on the ground, it's hilarious. They're falling
Really?
out of the tanks.
Yeah.
They're tripping over
There's that
tires.
video of the guy with the tire. Yeah, he
like
shoots at the
that's
tire.
all of them.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing ever. They're a bunch of pussies. The only
I
thing
saw
that they
fucking-
have are bombs and money. Which ultimately is what everyone wants anyway, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think death is funny, but I did see a video today, which is an Israeli soldier was in a window smoking a bong, and then he got fucking hit and killed.
Yeah,
And
because they're arrogant.
Right. It's like, okay, just don't smoke your bong in the window in a war zone.
Even in Call of Duty, if you do that, you get killed.
There was also a soldier that was like he was in front of a building, or like it was in the background, and he made a video and he was like, "This is for my daughter's birthday. This is for you." He blew
got
up a building,
yeah.
killed a bunch of kids, got
Did he?
killed the next day.
Yeah, he
I
got
was just
smoked.
like, "You want it, smoke, you got it."
Yeah.
And they're like, they're literally fighting men in flip flops
Yeah.
and losing.
Yeah.
It's like insane.
It's like, when I'm on my stoop and I'm smoking weed, I'm always like paranoid that a sniper is going to take me out.
Yeah.
And
Of
I'm
course
doing
you
it in fucking Queens. So it's like, I just don't understand how you could be in fucking Gaza and do that, but whatever.
Because they're arrogant.
Yeah.
He had a pink vape.
Yeah.
A bright pink. Yeah.
It's just insanity. And they're all just racist out there. They hate black people. They hate gay people. They hate any Jew who speaks against Zionism. They're just anyone who makes Zionism and Judaism the same thing. Like, you're the reason why there's so many anti-Semitic hate crimes, because the people who hate Jews really hate Zionists, but they don't know that there's a difference.
Right.
Because people like Eliza Schlesinger
Yeah.
are making it synonymous, and it's
Yeah.
like, no, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, there's really nothing to dislike about Jews, the average Jewish person.
Leave Jews alone. Like,
Yeah.
why do they bother just
Yeah.
holy people trying to live their life and be rich in New York?
Right.
But then it's like when you say, oh no, Zionism is Judaism. No, it's not. Like, wait, what? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And Eliza's also a dumb bitch.
She's a dumb bitch.
The only reason I'm not calling her out for a boxing match is because she's knocked up. Not gonna hit a pregnant woman.
Right. You're
Never.
not an IDF soldier.
Exactly.
You're not an IDF sniper.
I am not an IDF sniper. I will not assault a pregnant woman.
Well, you say Eliza's dumb, but have you heard all her new material about World War II? She's the only one talking about this.
It's funny. She posted a screen of her ranting and raving, being a rabid Zionist, and she was like, "It's because you think Jews are white and we're not white." And then I found the clip of her in her last special saying, "I'm a white woman," over and over again, and I was like, I'm so confused.
Yeah. What do you do when you ever see those videos of some of the Hamas guys and they're like do you
Daddies.
Yeah. Okay.
Hashtag Maya.
Answer that question.
You think they fucked?
Who?
Maya, the Hamas guy?
I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd like to think they didn't and they will someday.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe.
Yeah. Like it's a Disney movie. Do you guys have any questions?
Nina, you have family in Palestine?
I do. I have a lot of family in Palestine. They're mostly in the West Bank, but it's just as dangerous in the West Bank now than it is in Gaza. They're killing people left and right. It's funny, after the hostage exchange, they arrested like 200 people the very next day in the West Bank.
Yeah.
So it was like literally for nothing.
Yeah.
Eliza also posted that it wasn't a hostage exchange. It was Hamas members in exchange for the Israeli hostages, and I'm like, no, these guys are like kids. They got arrested in the West Bank for throwing rocks.
For bogus reasons.
Literally, this one kid was in jail for like 12 years for throwing a rock at a tank.
Yeah, all coming back with like missing like,
oh yeah, and then they
that's
get
not how a
organs
return
harvested.
works.
Yeah. Well, that's why the IDF's doing so bad, because all their training is focused on taking out targets that are children with rocks.
Yeah. They definitely target children. I remember this one comedian. I'm not gonna say his name. I'll tell you guys after. He's an LA comic. We never met or anything, but we would always like chit chat here and there. And like around October 7th, he posted like a Jewish like all lives matter type shit. So I unfollowed him. I don't need to be triggered. I'm not gonna let people I follow trigger me.
Yeah.
No. Sure. I unfollowed him. The next day, I'm going through my DMs. He DM'd me. He goes, "It's so sad that you unfollowed me, but I understand."
So you don't get notified. So he has like a program
I don't know
that
how he
lets
knew
him
so
know,
quickly.
like some
I don't-
fucking sissy. What is that?
I don't know.
He has a rap program that lets people.
I swear to God. And then I was like, "Well, if you understand, why are you messaging me?" And he was like, "I just want you to know that I'm pro peace and I'm pro and blah blah blah."
Yeah, they're all pro
But
peace.
I'm like, so why didn't you say anything about the Palestinians that got killed? Why did you only talk about the Israelis? So you're not pro everybody. So we went back and forth, and it turns out he's just dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
I literally changed his mind like in 10 minutes.
You did?
Also, he was like, "I've always had a crush on you," so that helped.
Okay.
And I was like, it's funny because weren't you just supporting my people being massacred 10 minutes ago?
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I think horny guys are going to bring about world peace, really.
Yeah. So I was just like, this is.
It's going to start in India.
I think there's a lot of Zionists who are just ill-informed and ignorant.
Sure.
I don't give them a pass, but
Right.
there's probably a lot of them. But a lot of Zionists are just evil.
Yeah.
Karen Margolis.
Karen Margolis.
Evil. She doesn't care
Who?
about.
Oh, yeah.
She's a warmongering.
You think she's
psychopath.
evil?
Yes, she's an evil human being.
Yeah, actually.
She doesn't care about any casualties unless they look like her. She
Yeah.
even said it. She literally is like, "Oh, oops, that's war." When we asked her about the kids dying
That's war,
in
yeah.
Palestine.
Yeah,
But
actually.
what about the Israeli
she
kids?
said that?
She said, "Oops, war."
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, actually, before we started recording, Nina, we were talking, and it turns out you and Mike Recine have something in common. You both DM'd Karen Margolis.
What did you say? What did he say?
He's making
You
fun
up
of me.
at
He's
2 a.m.?
Yeah, he's making fun of
Oh.
me. For,
He said, "Right on this bomb."
yeah, but I'm very happily married. And I don't
Yes.
DM women.
Yeah. Don't get him in trouble.
No.
Um,
But you debated her on Godfrey's podcast about Israel-Palestine.
Yeah.
She's another
she
comedian.
She lied about her family being killed on the 7th, which was fucking outrageous.
yeah, why do they? We were talking about that before the show.
She
Why do they
fucking
do that?
lied. Bro, she lied. She's insane. She's an insane individual.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The Israeli kind of media propaganda strategy that you see in the West is basically like just tell a lot of lies, like the 40 beheaded babies or, you know, burned a baby alive in the oven, et cetera, et cetera. And these are all like, they're debunked later, but they dominate the news cycle for the day.
And everyone gets it in their minds, and that's a wrap.
Exactly. And then, you know, you kind of erase the 18,000 dead in Gaza. But it's also like there's that element of it, but there's also an element of kind of making people believe things that are ridiculously untrue as a way of demonstrating loyalty.
Yeah.
Like, if Zionists like are willing to believe that, whatever nonsense, then it shows that they won't really ask questions. They'll just kind of follow orders. And, my fucking bugbear would be in the U.S. government. Like, everybody thinks fucking Kennedy was shot, one bullet made 7 wounds in 2 people. And it's just something that's like, oh, if you want to fucking be in Washington, D.C. and have power, you have to sign on to this ridiculous lie. And that's a demonstration of your loyalty to the system, is I'm willing to publicly get in front of a microphone and say something that's ridiculous about 40 beheaded babies or whatever. And I'm willing to repeat this like Joe Biden did. And I'm willing to do that. And that's a demonstration that I am reliable and that I can be trusted with power.
Yeah.
You see it when they talk about the college campuses.
Oh, yeah.
They show up in Washington and they're just demanding for Jews to be killed on campus.
Or
and then you watch it and it's just the nicest, sweetest protest.
People are so butthurt over these posters, and it's like, it's just paper.
Yeah.
They're ripping our posters. Well, they're not in New York City, the hostages. I'll tell you that much. They're not in Brooklyn. It's okay if the posters are not up.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to find them on the A train.
There's also electronic billboards of it. Every time you enter the Lincoln Tunnel, giant. I mean, they have the money to have like actual advertisement. They have television commercials, ads on YouTube that are basically these missing posters.
I saw like an electronic billboard on my way to the mall, and it was like, and it literally said, I took a photo of it, and it was like, Hamas can take your kids too.
Yeah.
Like, Hamas is not on the Jersey Turnpike.
No, they're not.
Like, they're not at the Garden State Plaza. I promise you.
Yeah. Do you think that sometimes it's important to bring people in, people that are otherwise like not as informed, and to kind of be? Do you ever feel an urge to be a little delicate with people who might not know or might not?
What do
be
you mean
familiar?
delicate? Like,
I feel kind of bad. I called my sister a pig in the family group chat because she was like, she said something about, she was like,
Just totally unrelated to Israel-Palestine.
yeah, totally unrelated. Yeah, but I was like, she was like, you need to like calm down, because I was kind of like going off.
Yeah, you were
And,
probably
how much does
insulting
she weigh?
Schumer's weight. She's a
how much does
Schumer.
she
She's a
weigh?
Schumer.
She's
right?
not a Schumer. She's a beautiful girl who struggled with her weight for many years.
Yeah, wouldn't it be like haram to box Amy Schumer?
as long as I don't eat her.
Yeah, just don't.
Wait, is your
put your
sister a
mouth on her.
Zionist?
She's not a Zionist, but she's just not super. She's not super
And she
informed or
doesn't have
active.
a dog in the fight. It's okay.
But do you think it's important to bring those people in and to not like isolate them?
No, I don't think it's important to bring them in or not bring them in. You're
Because I did send a baby with no head to my family group chat, and I go, that's an actual baby with no head, like a Palestinian
it
baby.
was an Arab baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's some people who are like, why do I need to get this influx of information? I want to go on social media to be entertained. And you have every right to do that.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you have every right to filter what you want to see on your page. Unfollow, block. So it's like, don't complain.
Yeah. Because I do feel like I'm definitely turning some people off with some of my
Oh, yeah. I'm
posts,
sure I
whatever.
turned a lot of people off.
But you don't care.
Since October 7th, I have not posted one thing that's not Palestine related. And people have been like, yo, like,
Yeah,
I don't unfollow me.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have an obligation as a Palestinian to inform people what's going on in my homeland. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch. And it's funny. It's like, it's these same people that are like upset about this, the information rolling around. It's like, they're the same people who are like, how did the Holocaust happen? How did we let that happen?
Yeah.
There's one happening right now and you're mad because you want to see cat videos. That's how the Holocaust happened. Like, people didn't care back then and people don't care now.
Yeah. People didn't care back then. I'm sure there were people who were like,
I'm sure a lot of people
to
didn't
talk
know.
about this. They
Also,
didn't.
there was
Right.
no social media back then.
There was no social
you know,
media. Yeah.
how would,
Yeah, it was so much easier to say you didn't know back then too, though. I'm sure there was a big level of knowing.
You're like, I can't read.
Yeah.
I can't read the newspaper.
where people even, I always wonder back then how news was circulated. Like,
Yeah.
how did people get day-to-day updates
They
on
probably relied on
things?
newspapers a lot more, and like there were probably town hall meetings or something.
Yeah.
I would never attend those things. I wouldn't know anything that was going on if I lived
Yeah,
back
they didn't
then.
have a phone.
The most talkative person in town.
Magazines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want People magazine. I don't.
Yeah.
But since we're all comics
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, can we talk about the spiral of Michael Rappaport?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah,
Sure.
Let's talk about a non-comic for a second, Michael Rappaport.
Because he's been spiraling since October 7th.
He's in Israel
Yeah.
now.
yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
if
He's
I
got to be on video, like
if
doing
I hope
something.
anyone gets taken out, it's him.
Yeah.
And I say that with my chest out.
See, you
Because
know
I'm
who
not a fucking coward.
you know who I kind of hate more than him though is Blossom.
Who?
Mayim Bialik.
I don't know who that is.
She's like she played
a comedian?
Blossom. She's like an actress. She hosted Jeopardy.
Maybe if I see her.
Blossom from like
You're
the-
literally the only one of us who knows who that is.
Really?
Yeah.
She's like a popular actress.
Why is she a psycho Zionist?
She is, but she does it in a way where she's like, I'm just like a mom, and I just want to talk about this stuff. And I have an 18-year-old, and she talked to she got on her Instagram.
Remember her? I vaguely.
Oh,
remember
I've seen her. I've seen her on Jeopardy.
She's hosted Jeopardy, and she's like a neuroscientist, and she's got a doctorate and everything. But she went on her Instagram and said people in the chants at the protests are like, we charge you with genocide. And she went on Instagram and said those people are saying we want Jewish genocide. So it's like it's such a
What?
it's such a conscious like lie that you
my family died on the 7th.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like my family died on the 7th.
I could never
Like-
imagine getting online and just pulling out a lie out of my fucking vagina
Yeah.
and just going with it. Like, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's
It's a little creepy.
Well,
It's
you
real
know,
creepy.
it's just that all these like ridiculous lies, and then they just have such a strong media machine in the West that they kind of make people go along with them, and they browbeat even people sympathetic to Palestine. Like this thing about all these rapes on October 7th. There's literally zero named victims. Like and
0 rape kits.
yes, there's zero, and it's like
white women lying about
Not
it.
one woman came out and said, I was raped on
exactly.
the 7th.
And then they say, oh well, the Palestinians, they killed the women after they raped them. It's like, okay, yeah.
Where are the funerals?
Exactly. And it's like every fucking serial killer, you can tell if a body has been raped. There's been no evidence. Israel.
How do you tell, Sean? Why don't you go
What
into
if she
detail
just
about
likes
that?
her?
Pathologists.
Sean's
would
our
know.
you can tell if a body's been raped expert on the show.
I can eyeball it at this point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can look it up. And
That'll be
down.
next week's episode, actually. We're going to examine a bunch of dead bodies. We're going to bring 10 different dead bodies in here, and it's going to be like that episode of Maury where some of the women are drag queens. You got to guess.
But it's like, yeah. So this is like it's a claim with no evidence to support it whatsoever.
Yeah.
That Israel could release evidence if they had it, but they don't. And then it becomes everybody has to condemn sexual violence.
Yeah.
Like that lady who's the head of the Congressional Progressive
You
Caucus.
can't be the
but-
guy on Twitter who's like, they're lying.
Right.
Yeah.
They're lying.
But it's like it's literally identical from saying, okay, before you condemn the Germans, do you condemn Jewish rape of Aryan women? Like it's that kind of demand that you'll see these people like on CNN or whoever. They will just demand that you first condemn Hamas, condemn the rape of Israeli women October
can't
7th.
stand
And it's
that.
like it's just this entire media structure that's set up to keep the conversation in a particular way when that's totally baseless. There's no evidence.
It's not Palestinians' job to convince the world that our demand for freedom is not equal to we want all Jews dead.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to convince you of that. If that's what you think, maybe it's called you're projecting.
Yeah.
Because you having a Jewish state in the Middle East has come at the genocide of Palestinians.
Yeah.
Like, they're saying that we're calling for genocide while genociding the Arabs.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you want to come over for Christmas, by the way, and talk to my family?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I've been known to change a few men's minds.
Nice.
Wait, do you have like a lot of Zionists in your family?
No, not Zionists. They're just very dumb and conservative. And they
Yeah.
watch
No,
a lot of-
there's a lot of that in this world.
Yeah.
Wait, Nina, you worked for Fox News for a bit, right?
I did.
How was
It was
that?
fucking great. They pay so well.
What you doing?
I was an editor, a freelance. I was video
okay,
editor.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say they don't pay when you go on air. They don't pay you anything.
I think they pay you the same as like CNN and MSNBC if you're like a staple contributor, but if you're just
Yeah.
like a one-off, you don't get paid
Yeah,
for
yeah.
any of the networks.
It's like
But
you're
if
basically
you're a
advertising
Fox
yourself,
contributor,
yeah.
a CNN contributor, you get like paid. I think
Yeah.
it's a stipend or whatever. But honestly, everyone at the office was liberal. Everyone was there just for a job.
Yeah.
Some of the executives are like super liberal, but they just it's theatrics.
Yeah.
It's literally theatrics.
It's theatrics, but it's a shame that there's people watching it being like, this is the news, and then you have to talk to them over the holidays.
Yeah.
Nina worked at a job that gave Mike's family their talking points every fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
I do a bit about.
Yeah, thanks, Nina.
I do a bit about everyone judged me. They were like, "How can you work at a company that's racist?" And I said, "My bank account disagrees." I mean, if I wasn't gonna do it, someone else would have. At least I got some of the money.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
Right.
I did the world a favor.
Right.
But I'll tell you one thing: all three of the major networks are all owned by the same people. It's all the same bullshit, really. Because you even have people on CNN and you have people on even MSNBC. They canceled Mehdi Hassan's show. They were blackballing Ayman Mohyeldin for a while. CNN canceled Mark because he said Palestine should be free. It's all the same bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just one is more outwardly in your face and one is one that takes a neutral coward stand, but behind the scenes it's all Zionist run organizations.
Yeah. There's something about the media too. They're very good at sanitizing what's going on.
Yeah.
You read a New York Times article and then you compare it to the videos that you're seeing from our hero Shaun King on his Instagram, but just the videos that you're seeing every day. It's like
Shaun King has a lot of controversy surrounding him for various reasons.
He's acting like he's helping with the hostage transaction.
No. Actually,
I've criticized him in the past, but I think he did a great job getting those hostages released.
He has a lot of controversy surrounding him. People say that he's not really black. People say that whatever the case is,
he went in like Splinter Cell.
What Shaun King is posting about Palestine or it's just video footage, and he's not the one. He's not editing this footage. He's not. It's like he's just posting what's really happening. So regardless of how you feel about him, that shouldn't take away that a hospital got bombed in Gaza because you don't like Shaun King.
Right.
A hospital still got bombed in Gaza, whether Shaun King is a fraud or not. That's besides the point. So people who are like, well, Shaun King. Who cares who posted it?
Right.
You're missing the point of the video. You're more concerned about who posted it than what's going on in the video.
Yeah.
But I do think when he first started posting, he was reporting in first person as if he was in contact with hostages, and people were like, "Stop wording it this way. You're not."
He was.
Yeah, but let him talk.
Was he? Can someone show me?
Have you heard about that?
No. Well, I hear a lot of anti Shaun King things, and to be honest, I don't really have an opinion on him. I heard he takes money from. I'm like, I don't fucking know, and I don't care.
He sells hoodies for $150.
Does he?
I think so. Yeah.
But wait, what was he saying about the hostages? Because that's kind of low key hilarious.
No, I just saw people going after him, and they were just saying you can't speak like you are actively the one doing the negotiating and stuff.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
well, it's like
he's like Maya's like, damn you, Shaun King, I didn't want to be released.
Well, he had another post that was him staring in front of his window, and he was like, "This is me getting to do my first post about Palestine." I don't know. You kind of have to.
He fucking rocks. I love so he said, the American hostage or American Israeli or whatever hostage. Great job, Scott.
Okay.
You've been trying to fix this for 5 minutes.
He's just sweating.
It's like a mini game. How much fucking weed vape can you take and still screw in a mic stand?
Yeah.
No weed vape.
But anyways, the point was, Shaun King. He said he coordinated with the families and got this American Israeli hostage release, and the family's like, we've never spoken to this
we
guy.
don't know who he is.
It's I just respect that so much.
I find that so crazy because did he think the family was gonna go along with it?
Well, and
you know what I'm saying?
But that's the crazy thing about the internet, though. It's you could just lie as long as you get more likes and views than the truth.
Yeah.
So I do kind of respect somebody who figures that out, where it's the family's gonna release a little statement and it'll get a bit of views, but you can just use your big platform and just say whatever the fuck you want.
That's crazy. Like I said, anytime I repost Shaun King or whatever, they're just like, well, Shaun King posted it. I'm like, well, the video is of a school being obliterated, so I don't care if Shaun King posted it. It's a school got blown up.
But are you skeptical of any of these sources that are being really vocal about Palestine, any of these right-wing accounts?
I'm skeptical about anything that there's no video proof of.
Right.
On both sides.
Right.
Because there's so much fake news out there. Anyone could write an article and post it. Anybody could just get on a story and but it's numbers don't lie, facts don't lie, pictures don't lie, videos don't lie. The people in Palestine, there's so many journalists Mu'taz, he's people like him,
Azaza?
Yes, there's a lot of people
a good follow
in
on it.
Gaza are posting about what's going on. Those are the real sources you should be following. not
Right.
Fucking New York Times.
And the Israelis are fucking targeting and killing them.
Yeah,
Like they're
being
killing
heavily
journalists
targeted.
and they're killing people who have big Twitter followings.
Yeah.
Like we were going to talk about him, right? The poet, Rafat.
Yeah.
They definitely do a lot of, and it's like, if you could kill a journalist, why couldn't you find the hostages?
Yeah.
How do you know where the journalists are? But
Well,
you don't,
and then
like,
some of these hostages are turning up dead, and they're going.
yeah, because
and
they're carpet bombing.
I know, but there's people online who go like Hamas murdered them. Like, why would they murder them after?
And then it's like, no, Hamas would never, ever, ever murder a hostage. That's their only fucking.
Yeah.
That's
lifeline.
their only fucking card to play. They're not gonna murder the hostages. Yeah. It's like when you saw that. I don't know if you guys saw the footage of all the Palestinian prisoners being paraded around naked in Gaza. Like, those weren't Hamas members. They were literally like grocery store owners, a journalist. And then they asked an Israeli spokesperson, like, what do you have to say about these images that came out? He was like, well, they're not a big deal. It was really hot, so we took their clothes off.
Yeah.
He literally was like, it was hot, we took their clothes off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's a great excuse.
Now, when
He's
people,
the type of guy that gets mad when his girlfriend finds out he's cheating for going through his phone. He's the type of guy that's like, well, why'd you go through my phone?
Yeah, those guys are scum.
Those
Well,
guys
it's
are master gaslighters.
Yeah.
Anything an Israeli
Don't do that,
says,
fellas.
I need at least 3 pieces of evidence before I believe it because they lie about fucking everything.
Did you see the fake nurse who was like, I'm in
Oh
Gaza?
God, yeah.
She's a Mexican. She's like a Mexican actress. I'm like,
Actress, yeah.
wow, the actor strike has really gone to people's heads. Like they're
Yeah.
like, we're gonna make our own fucking scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Like-
wanna hire the Out for Smokes podcast to play Palestinians condemning Hamas and thanking the IDF, we are available.
It's
are
it's
available,
crazy.
Yeah. Now, when people refuse to like accept some of this information, do you try to convince them, or do you just kind of?
So there's different levels of Zionism.
Yeah.
Like I think at like the base level, a lot of like people will be like, well, I'm a Zionist. I think, and I'm not against Jewish people having somewhere to live. I'm not against Jewish people not like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? So it's like at the base level, I get it, but then it's like when you really find out what
It's
Zionism
a nice
truly
idea.
is,
Yeah.
you're like, you should be like, this is insane. It's like white supremacy.
Oh yeah.
Jewish supremacy at that. You can't convince a hardcore Zionist to not be a Zionist because it's just so embedded in them, and they just they refuse to accept fact. Like you could literally show a
like part of their
Zionist
character.
a video of like an Israeli soldier shooting an unarmed kid, and they'll be like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
You can't convince someone who doesn't want to accept facts.
Yeah.
Well, it's like liberal Zionism, or what? Kind of a contradiction, but in the West, these kind of more liberal people who are Zionists, it just requires a lot of delusion about what the project of Israel is, what the current government is, and it's just, it's a state like Rhodesia or apartheid South Africa. It's a racist ethno-state. That's the entire driving force, and especially recently. A lot of followers of Meir Kahan, who's the Kahanists, they're like, they are Jewish racists. They believe Jews are the master race. They believe everyone else are their slaves. And that's a big part of Netanyahu's coalition government. And, if you go and listen to what they say in Hebrew, it's always different from what they say in English.
Yeah.
You can get the translation, but they'll be very blatant about it. The point is to drive 2.1 million people out of Gaza. And they're going to destroy it and make it unlivable. And that's what they're doing. They're dumping, they say they're putting seawater in the tunnels to flush out Hamas. They're doing it to make it so you can't actually live there and grow anything. They're destroying Gaza so nobody can live there. And it's just so blatant and in front of your face that it's a lot of quote unquote liberal Zionists in the West. It just requires a constant stream of denial to just kind of pretend this is some sort of liberal democracy. It's like, the United Kingdom or Western Europe. It's not. It is, it's worse than apartheid South Africa. It just requires, it requires serious delusion for a lot of people to support Israel.
And it's like, if it was all about the hostages, why are they going and placing their flags everywhere?
Yeah.
That don't seem, and then it's like, you don't care about the hostages. You guys are and it's just so frustrating.
I almost have more respect for a hardcore Zionist than a liberal Zionist who pretends to be sad. You ask them, you go, why are they shooting
neutral
kids with
people.
sniper rifles?
Oh,
And they go,
it's just war. I wish it wasn't the case, though.
yeah,
Shut the fuck up.
yeah. You got to just cut people like that out of your life, right?
I could have space for all the... No, you can't. Nope. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
And you think you should just kind of cut people off like that?
Yeah.
They try to show you like an example of a children's show that says a thing, and there's only like one example of it, and you go, how long have they been able to make TV? And there's one how many examples of ignorant shit being said here do we have?
They're like, let me show you
and
Hamas
how they can
Barney.
twist it. Yeah.
There's just no excuse.
Well, obviously, it's connecting with those kids.
Yeah.
You know,
the next generation's going to free Palestine.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's never been more pro-Palestinian people ever than now.
Oh yeah.
And this has been going on for 75 years. Like, people are like Hillary Clinton, that dumb cunt, came out and was like, well, there was a ceasefire on October 6th.
No, but there wasn't.
And it's like,
Yeah.
She's a cunt.
like, do you really think you did something by saying that? Like, this has been going on for 75 years. Like, this isn't about October 7th, you fucking hag.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, they brought her out again last week to do the new like rape campaign.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton is the queen of white women.
It's like legitimate.
I know what a rapist
every
is 'cause I
2
threaten
weeks
them.
they push out like a new failed
My
campaign.
husband's a rapist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
40,
stayed with a man who cheated on you. You lost all credibility.
40 beheaded babies. Enough about Hillary Clinton's dinner order.
I'm sorry. She lost all credibility. She stayed with Bill after he cheated on her.
With
Like,
children too.
You're
She
a
knows about those
loser.
ones.
Sorry, Hillary. You should have stood on business and left. You didn't. You
Well, and
lost
she's
my
just a
respect.
complete phony too, because like when she was first lady, she actually did make some gestures towards Palestine, because you know they were in the Clinton administration, they were kind of trying to do the peace process or whatever. But then of course she runs for Senate in New York and hardcore Zionist immediately.
Yeah.
Like she was like hanging out with Arafat's wife in the 90s, and then as soon as she runs for Senate in 2000, she's just complete, Zionist.
Hillary Clinton poisoned Arafat.
Yeah. I mean, the
I'm gonna
Israelis
start that
did kill
conspiracy
him.
Theory.
Yes.
I'd rather blame Hillary though.
Yes.
Fuck that bitch.
Hillary Clinton body count, Arafat. He was just
Yeah.
about to testify against Hillary Clinton.
Have you guys lost friends because of this?
I
How
guess,
has comedy
but
been with this? Like, are you?
the only thing that kind of bugs me is like I get sometimes DMs and comments from like people who would otherwise be fans to be like this,
Yeah.
This sucks and like just be funny and whatever. And I kind of understand that because it's like I'm not good at talking about this stuff, but I feel like it's important. And I'm at least trying to be funny. But then when you try to be funny, people get pissed off about that. So I don't know. I just wish people would see it for what it was, you know. But I don't know. I think the most important thing is your audience, your relationship with your audience.
Yeah, for sure.
You want your audience to feel like, you have some integrity and you.
But thank you
Yeah,
guys for like
relationship with
talking
yourself,
about
you know?
this. Like, this is awesome of you guys. Like, this is. I know this comes at a risk.
No, not for us, but for some people.
Yeah.
We got a little boost in our Patreon number.
Yeah, it's a real struggle to talk about that topic that makes a bunch of hot MENA women DM you and like your show.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, yeah, and seriously, like, I think we
our fans are like, angry white boys.
Yeah.
they're
so
like,
they get a little-
shut the
Talk
fuck
about
up about
sports.
genocide.
Yeah.
Talk about sports.
Yeah. So they get a little triggered when,
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. I guess good riddance.
White people going white people.
What's that?
White people gonna white people.
Right.
It's one of my favorite things is to white people.
Yeah.
It's to white people.
Yeah, I love to white people.
Yeah. But we're like cool white guys, right?
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
so.
You guys are
Yeah.
dope.
Thanks. I know you have to go in a little bit, but I guess moving forward, like, what do you think is going to be? I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Are they going to kick all the Jews out of Israel?
I don't know, but I
Someday,
know
or-
that Israel is losing the PR war. Israel is losing the world support.
Yeah.
Does
the
and
average
that's for
Israeli-
the first time ever. So
Is the average Israeli like upset by this stuff? Like they don't.
yeah, and that's
wanna
what they
see-
don't bring a lot on the news is that before this happened, Israel was on the brink of civil war. People hate Netanyahu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like he kind of created a let's have a common enemy kind of thing, and I'll win you guys
Sure.
back. But
then also, isn't
they're
it like
protesting in the streets to get him out of office.
Yeah. But then isn't it like 96% of Israelis support? I don't know. I'm just not sure
There's
what
a lot of
the support is.
pro-Palestinians in Israel. Not a majority, that's for sure, but there is a shift in the narrative.
Yeah, they're getting shit for posting things, right?
They're getting arrested.
They're getting arrested
Yeah.
for posting.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only
okay.
democracy in the Middle East.
Yeah.
And they fucking lock you up if you're just like, oh, what
Don't
we're
kill
doing.
Arabs.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're gonna have to like get along and live together at some point.
Well,
right?
I guess that's a good question. Is like, do you have opinions on like they talk about the 2-state solution, the 1-state solution?
I
like,
think it should be a one-state solution.
Yeah, it's like-
and it should go back to the Palestinians.
yes.
all of it.
Yes.
So, but
From
where
the
do you
river to the
where
sea.
do we put all the Israelis? We gotta
I
put
don't
them somewhere.
think we should kill them. That's
No,
for
no, I
sure.
know, but we
Right.
gotta relocate them, right?
I think they could.
Maybe we just bomb them until they leave. Maybe they can go to Egypt.
or Jordan.
It's the
Do
Sinai
the same
Desert.
thing. Yeah, just do the thing. They're
Well, I
doing.
know they're obviously not like they're not trying to figure it out for Palestinians. They have
Yeah,
no
right,
answer
right.
for where they think they're gonna go.
I
But
think,
if we're gonna be nice, unlike the Israelis are being, where should we put them?
I think the ones that weren't born there go back to where you came from, and then the natural born Israelis. I think we should let them stay there, but they need to.
Assimilate.
But they got to get the
Yeah.
houses. They got to get the houses back
They need to
Yeah.
just shut the fuck up.
and convert to Islam.
No, they don't need to convert.
They have to
No,
convert
they
to
could,
Islam.
They could.
No, they have to.
Just fucking vibe, bro. Stop killing us.
Yeah.
Like it's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like-
if Palestinians get the whole state, where are the fugitive pedophiles going to hide?
We should definitely kill the pedophiles.
Okay.
It's like half the population of Israel.
So be it. Like if you're a pedophile.
But then we'll never win an election
I think,
again.
I think pedophiles across the globe should be executed.
I agree.
Sure, absolutely.
But I'm a little bit of a savage, so I'm an Arab. Hee hee.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, yeah, everybody across the board is like, you can't fuck kids, and then but there's a debate about bombing kids right now.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Really weird. Yeah.
I'd rather you fuck them than kill them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope neither. But if you had gun to your head, you have to choose.
Yeah. I'm a parent, and I agree.
Gun to your head, you have to choose.
Yeah.
I mean,
For the listener, she just pulled out a gun.
this podcast took a dark turn.
Yeah.
Nina, is there anything?
She's got to go.
yeah,
Nina,
where,
anything you got to plug?
where can
Yeah.
people find you and anything you want to plug or say?
At Nina Kharoufeh on everything.
Okay.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Hell yeah.
And then I tried to spell that today, and I didn't spell it right the first time.
Palestine.
No.
Free.
Free. So, but you come up if you search
Yeah.
Nina Kharoufeh. Yeah, Nina.
We'll have the name in the
K-E-R. We'll have the name in the
description.
Yeah,
description.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks so much.
No,
Yeah,
This
thanks
was,
for doing this.
This was
That was
great.
awesome.
Yeah, we really
Yeah.
appreciate
Hell
it.
yeah, dude.
And you, the listener, will see you over on Patreon, patreon.com/outforsmokes.
Yeah. Why don't we stick around? We got to do some housekeeping.
Okay.
We got to talk about our friend who passed away.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Thanks. Yeah. Kenny DeForest.
Yeah.
He got hit by a car.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it sucks.
R.I.P.
So some funny stuff is coming up.
Yeah, R.I.P. to Kenny. And then I think we're gonna have like a little get together. We're gonna have like a
We're
little
gonna have
Out
a
for
listener
Smokes.
holiday.
We're gonna have
party.
a listener holiday party.
I would really like
in
that.
Brooklyn.
I think that'd be fun. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, if you want to come,
I'd love to.
cool. Yeah, it'll be in Brooklyn. So keep. I think we're gonna do December 28th for that.
December 28th.
Okay,
All right,
so
I'm
between
down.
Christmas and New Year's. Hope you guys can make it. We'll have details on that shortly. Patreon.com/outforsmokes, and I'll be at Teehee's Comedy Club this Saturday, December 16th. Get your tickets at MikeRacineComedy.com. I want to thank our guests again for coming on. We really appreciate it. And anything else, guys?
No, we'll see you next week.
All right.
Or on the Patreon.
We'll see you next week. We'll see you over on Patreon. God bless. Peace.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea. Bye-bye.